Good afternoon, students. I hope you must completed application of derivative. Therefore, our differentiation is completed. Now we are going to start the new topic, that is what? Indefinite integral. It is very much interesting and brain teasing topic, and it is very much related with differentiation also. Now the term is integral. Integral is also called antiderivative or primitive. Now here we know that, let me introduce what the actual meaning of integration or integral. Now we know that the derivative of sin x equal to cos x. Then cos x is called integral of sin x. Therefore the integral is also called the antiderivative. The derivative of sin x is cos x, or we can say the integral of cos x is equal to sin x, or we can written as the integral of, this is the sign of integral. This is the sign of integral. Integral of cos x equal to sin x plus c. Always when we are going to integration, we always in the last we have to put plus c, where c is any constant, and this is known as constant of integration. Similarly, we know the derivative of tan x is equal to secant square x. We know it, the derivative of tan x is secant square x, or we can say the integral of secant square x dx, means integration with respect to x. Therefore integral of secant square x dx equal to tan x plus c. Similarly, we know the derivative of x square by 2. The derivative of x square by 2 is equal to what? 2x upon 2 is equal to x. Then we can say the integral of x dx equal to x square by 2 plus c. This is how this integration has been introduced. We always put here in the last plus c. This c is called the constant of integration. It can have any indefinite value. Only due to this type of integration is called what? Indefinite integration. We are having two type of integration in our syllabus. One is indefinite integration, another is definite integration. Now today we are doing indefinite integration. When we are doing indefinite integration, we always put this plus c in the last of integration. So therefore this is called indefinite integration. Now here, by the similar way, if capital F dash x, it is what? Capital F dash x equal to fx, it means the derivative of fx is fx. So again, by the same definition, we can say that the integral of fx, small fx, is equal to capital Fx plus c. The process of differentiation and integration are inverse of each other, because integral is known as antiderivative. So we can say the process of differentiation and integration are inverse of each other. Therefore, if they are inverse of each other, they can easily cancel each other. So we can write the derivative d by dx of integral of fx equal to fx. And similarly, we can write the integral of f dash x dx equal to fx plus c. This is a very much important point. It can be asked in 1 marks question sometimes. See it again, because these are what? Inverse of each other, and we know that inverse always cancel each other. So we can write d by dx of integral of fx is, they will cancel each other, so we left with equal to fx. Again we can say the integral of f dash x dx is equal to fx plus c. Again here these are the two, they will cancel each other, we left with what? Fx. Now this is the introduction of what? Indefinite integration. Now let us see the very much important thing, the integral or antiderivative of different function. Same as we have learned the derivative of the function, in the same way we should learn the integral of the different function. Now the integral of x raised to power n dx is equal to x raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. In the differentiation, we always put minus 1. There the minus power is 1 power is subtracted, but here we have to add. At that we have to multiply by the coefficient, but here we have to divide by the power. Now learn it like this. Integral of x raised to power n dx equal to what? X raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1 plus c. Similarly, integral of ax plus b whole power n dx equal to ax plus b whole power n plus 1 upon, here should be n plus 1, sorry, n plus 1 into coefficient of x into coefficient of x. It should always be a linear function. It should always be a linear function. It means the power of x should be 1 only, then we can apply this result. So we can write integral of ax plus b whole power n dx equal to ax plus b whole power n plus 1 into n plus 1 into coefficient of x plus c. Now we know the derivative of e raised to power x is e raised to power x. So we can say the integral of e raised to power x remains e raised to power x. Then 1 upon x is the derivative of log x. So we can say the integral of 1 upon x dx equal to log of modulus of x, because log is always defined of the positive quantity. So we always write down, whenever you have to write down the log, we have to write down the modulus of whichever the function. So the integral of 1 upon x dx equal to log of modulus of x plus c. Similarly, in the same case, dx integral of dx upon ax plus b, again it is the linear function. Then integral of dx upon ax plus b equal to log of ax plus b into divided by coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x is a. So we can write the integral of dx upon ax plus b is equal to log of modulus of ax plus b upon coefficient of x plus c, or it can be written as 1 upon a log modulus of ax plus b plus c. Then terms the integral of a raised to power x. We know the derivative of a raised to power x is what? A raised to power x into log a. But here the integral of a raised to power x dx equal to a raised to power x upon log a plus c. Then the integral of sin x. Now sin x is the derivative of cos x is minus sin x. So the integral of sin x dx equal to minus cos x plus c. Similarly, the integral of cos x dx equal to sin x plus c. Integral of secant square x dx equal to tan x plus c. Integral of cosecant square x dx equal to minus cot x plus c. Then the integral of secant x into tan x. Now it is a derivative of what? Secant x. So we can say the integral of secant x into tan x dx equal to secant x plus c. Then the integral of cosecant x into cot x dx. Now cosecant x into cot x, the integral of cosecant x is what? Minus cosecant x into cot x. So we can write the integral of cosecant x into cot x dx equal to minus cosecant x plus c. Whatever the minus should be here, that should be shifted to the right hand side. Similarly, now it is dx, the derivative of sin inverse x is what? 1 upon under root 1 minus x square. So we can write the derivative of integral of dx upon under root 1 minus x square is equal to either sin inverse x or it is minus cos inverse x plus c. We can use any one. Similarly, the integral of dx upon 1 plus x square. Now it is a derivative of tan inverse x. So its integral is equal to tan inverse x plus c or minus cot inverse x plus c. Similarly, the integral of dx upon x under root x square minus 1 is equal to secant inverse x plus c or minus cosecant inverse x plus c. This is all about the integral of the elementary functions. This we have to learn. Now here some more result is, now the integral of c into fx dx function is multiplied by a constant quantity. Now the integral of c into fx dx, this constant will be written as like this, into integral of fx dx. Listen it again. The integral of c into fx dx, c remains as it is, integral of the remaining function. Again here the sum or the difference, integral of the sum or the difference of two or more than two function. Now the integral of f1x plus minus f2x dx equal to integral of first function plus minus integral of second function. If the plus sign is there, here should be plus. If the minus sign is there, here should be minus. So we can say the integral of the sum of two or more than two function is equal to the integral of the respective function. Now here let us see the question. The questions are very much interesting. Now I have considered very simple questions. Now the first is the integral of x raised to power 5 dx is equal to what? X raised to power 6 upon 6. 1 power will be, it will be what? 5 plus 1. We know integral of x raised to power n is what? X raised to power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. So using that result, the integral of x raised to power 5 is equal to x raised to power 6 upon 6 plus c. Next is the integral of 1 upon under root x dx. Now 1 by under root x can be written as x raised to power minus 1 by 2. Integrating it, we are getting x raised to power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon 1 minus 1 by 2, 1 by 2. So it can be written as 2 under root x plus c. Then the integral of 2x plus 3 whole square dx. It should be always check, it should be linear function, then only we can apply the result. If it is some here it is quadratic or the cubic or any function of degree more than 1, then we cannot apply the result. Now the integral of 2x plus 3 whole square dx is equal to 2x plus 3, 2 plus 1 3 upon 3 into coefficient of x, that is what? 2. So 3 into 2 6 plus c. So therefore it becomes 2x plus 3 whole cube upon 6 plus c. See the question again. The integral of 2x plus 3 whole square. You must check it here. This function inside the bracket, it should always be linear. The integral of this is what? 2x plus 3, 2 plus 1 3 whole cube upon 3 into coefficient of x. So then it becomes 1 upon 6 2x plus 3 whole cube plus c. Then the integral of 3 raised to power x dx is equal to 3 raised to power x upon log 3 plus c, using the result a raised to power x. A raised to power x upon log of a. So we can integrate 3 raised to power x dx equal to 3 raised to power x upon log 3 plus c. Now here the integral of cos 3x dx. So cos x is the integral of sin x. So the integral of cos 3x dx equal to sin 3x upon coefficient of x. In the differentiation, we are always multiplying the coefficient, but integration we are always divided by the coefficient. Therefore, the integral of cos 3x dx equal to sin 3x upon 3 plus c. Similarly, the integral of sin 2x plus 1 dx, again it should be linear function, then only we can apply the result. Now the integral of sin is minus cos 2x plus 1 upon coefficient of x is 2 plus c. Now the integral of secant square 7 minus 4x dx. Now the integral of secant square is what? Tan. So now it can be written as tan. Our variable is tan 7 minus 4x upon coefficient of x minus 4 plus c. These are simple elementary questions. Now here one of the good question. The integral of secant x degree into tan x degree dx. Whenever we are doing either the differentiation or the integration, our angle should always be in radians. The angle should always be in the radian. Whenever the angle is in degree, first we have to convert them into radian by multiplying it by pi upon 180. So it can be written as integral of pi x upon 180 into tan pi x upon 180 dx. Now we know this is the integral of what? Secant x. So now therefore it is what? Secant pi x upon 180 upon coefficient of x, that is what? Pi upon 180. So this can be written as 180 upon pi secant pi x upon 180 plus c, or we can write it 180 upon pi secant x degree plus c, because initially the question is in degree. So our answer should always be in the same units in which the question is given. So we are writing in 180 upon pi, again converting it into degree, it is what? Secant x degree plus c. Now here again we have to do the integral of sin x plus cos 2x dx. Now it is a sum of two functions. We can easily separate the function. It means the integral of first function plus integral of second function. So therefore the integral of integral of sin 4x is what? Minus cos 4x upon coefficient of x, plus the integral of cos 2x is what? Sin 2x upon 2 plus c. See it again. Now it is the sum of two functions. First we can separate them, then we can easily integrate them. Now the integral of sin 4x is what? Minus cos 4x upon 4, plus the integral of cos 2x is sin 2x upon 2 plus c. Now see the next question. The integral of secant x into secant x plus tan x into dx. Again first we have to separate the function. Now it can be written as, opening the bracket, secant square x plus secant x into tan x. Then this is equal to integral of first function plus integral of second function. Always put dx. Now the integral of secant square x is tan x. Integral of secant x into tan x is secant x plus c. Now see the integral of under root x into x square plus 2x plus 3 dx. Now first we should multiply and collect the power. So this can be written as what? X raised to power 5 by 2, because 2 plus 1 by 2, 5 by 2, plus 2 into x raised to power 3 by 2 plus 3 into x raised to power 1 by 2 dx. First we open the bracket and then we can separate the function and integrate 1 by 1. Now the integral of first x raised to power 5 by 2. The integral of this is x raised to power 5 by 2 plus 1 upon 7 by 2 plus 2 as it is. The integral of x raised to power 3 by 2, x raised to power 3 by 2 plus 1 upon 5 by 2 plus 3 as it is. The integral of x raised to power 1 by 2 is x raised to power 1 by 2 plus 1 upon 3 by 2 plus c. So again simplifying, it is what? 2 by 7 x raised to power 7 by 2 plus 4 by 5 x raised to power 5 by 2 plus 2 into x raised to power 3 by 2 plus c. Now see the next question again. The integral of x square minus 2 upon under root x dx. Again whenever the plus minus sign is there, we have to separate the function. We can easily separate the function. It can be written as x square upon under root x minus 2 upon under root x. When in the numerator we have more than one term and denominator we have only single term, we can easily separate the function. So now it can be written as what? X raised to power 2 minus 1 by 2 x raised to power 3 by 2 minus 2 upon under root x can be written as minus 2 into x raised to power minus 1 by 2 dx. See the first step very much carefully. We are just separating the terms. So it can be written as x raised to power 3 by 2 minus 2 as it is, 2 upon under root x is 2 into x raised to power minus 1 by 2. Now we can easily integrate. It can be written as x raised to power 3 by 2 plus 1 upon 5 by 2 minus 2 as it is x raised to power minus 1 by 2 plus 1 upon 1 by 2 plus c. Simplify and we can write down the answer. Now here the question is the integral of dx upon under root x plus 2 minus under root x plus 1. Now from the 9th onward we are studying whenever our denominator is irrational, always we have to rationalize it. So in the same way our denominator is irrational, we have to rationalize it by taking the, if it is minus there should be plus, if there should be plus here should be minus. By the same way we are rationalizing the denominator by multiplying and divided by this quantity. Now numerator will be under root x plus 2 plus under root x plus 1. In the denominator we can use a minus b into a plus b, means a square minus b square. So it will be what? X plus 2 minus x minus 1. Then this term will be cancelled out. We left with 2 minus 1 is 1. So therefore we left with integral of under root x plus 2 plus under root x plus 1 dx. Again we can integrate, we can separate them and integrate here. Now the integral of this is what? X plus 2 whole power 1 by 2 plus 1 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 plus x plus 1 whole power 1 by 2 plus 1 3 by 2 upon 3 by 2 plus c. So then again writing, simplifying 2 by 3, x plus 2 whole power 3 by 2 plus 2 by 3 into x plus 1 whole power 3 by 2 plus c. This is all about the indefinite integration. This is just the starting of the indefinite integration, in which all the questions we have taken help of only the result of elementary functions. So in the homework you have to revise this assignment.